doing a quick interview.
It's all good.
Ready to get into it?
Absolutely.
All right. So just so you know, the platform. This is entrepreneurship. It's no better way, no better person to talk to than yourself. So I might hit you with some hard questions, but I ain't one of them type of niggas that try to.
Don't worry about it. Go do your thing. There ain't no
nigga.
problem. Ain't no problem.
Yeah, Harmo and Darren, that's family. So I wouldn't even do it.
You family of theirs, you family of mine.
There you go. Hold on. Okay, I don't know why it's saying. Tell them they say I need permission from your side to record. I don't know what never happened.
Hey Nicolette or Ava. I already need you to teach. I just want you to turn it on because we live now. But I need her now. But there's something going on with. He needs to talk to one yet. It says he needs permission. What's up?
What's wrong?
He needs permission, so I need her here.
They need permission to record.
I want you to teach her right now what she's doing.
Okay, we're not the host.
We're not the host.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm a little surprised.
Who made the meeting?
My sister.
She might be the host then. Can she?
All right. Let me hit it real quick. How long you been out in LA?
About 6 years.
How you like it?
I like it a lot. I mean, you can have your own bubble. If you can create your own bubble and your own environment is good, and the weather's good. I came out here to be with my daughters. This is my daughter here. Look.
Hi.
It's a first. It's a
Hey,
first.
what's up, girl?
It's a very proud day for me because, I'm able to hire my daughter. You know what I mean? And she doesn't have to work for anybody else unless she really wants to. And it's a business that not only is she gonna work, but it actually is hers. And that's the whole purpose of building your own business solely so your kids can work in a non-racist environment.
Hold on, stay there, because I want to make sure I get that when we start talking.
Okay.
Michelle, why is it saying I'm trying to record the interview, but it's saying that I need permission?
She might be the host.
Did you send a link from your Zoom? Okay, I'm gonna log out and then I'm gonna come back in. Yeah, Dame, I'm gonna log out. I'll be right back. All right.
All right.
I'll be.
See if I have my lights right. It's so much cooler. Hey, Nicholas, see it. Can you turn the light off? See what it looks like. This one see what it looks like.
Can we turn the stage lights on?
The stage? Oh yeah, turn the stage lights on. Yeah, turn it. Yeah. It's too dark. Oh no, that's kind of dope. Look, that looks fly. Look. I like that better. I put the stage lights on. Like this. Yeah, that light might do it. That's why I put it there. I'm waiting for them to put the other. Okay. Yeah, that makes it dope. Oh, because she put that. Oh yeah, now we rocking. See, now it's a movie. See, it's always about the lighting and the vibe. Maybe put that one on me. See if it does anything.
What color lights you want in the back?
Yeah, that's good. It don't matter. Yeah, right there is good. Blue or red. Whatever looks trippy. Purple. Damn, I'm thinking I might want to paint. You think I should paint this wall right here?
Yeah, for sure.
The reason why I was going to keep it white was so if I have to record a white wall. But I got this as a white wall.
Yeah, you have a lot of white walls.
I think we should paint this one red.
This thing is not working.
Because look, it's white right here and everything's, you know what I mean? It's not.
No. Okay.
Can you call with your dad?
I will. All right, later.
Yeah, ask homie to paint this one red when you get a chance. I forget. I remember.
Alright, it's coming back.
Okay.
Okay, we good to go now.
All right.
All right.
Oh, there's
I'm gonna get
Sig. What's up, Sig? You ready? Where Abel go?
I'm right here.
Oh shit.
Yes. All right, let me do the intro and we go.
Cool.
Welcome to another.
That next Zoom is the other one that I'm talking about that I just sent you. 1:30. Okay, cool. What time is it now?
1:08.
All right, we got a half hour. All right, we good. All right, you good? Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome Welcome to another episode of Power Move Makers. This series was created with a simple goal in mind: to bring to the table high-level executives, successful entrepreneurs, and all-around inspiring human beings. Not just to focus on their successes, but more important, talk about the road they traveled to get there. Now, this man, he encompasses all three of those things. He is definitely a high-level executive, successful entrepreneur, and just an inspiring human being. Welcome to this week's Power Move Maker, Mr. Damon Dash.
What's happening,
Damon,
bro?
up.
What's good? How you doing?
I'm good. I know your time is crazy, so we're going to jump right into it, all right?
All right.
Damon, this show focuses on the mindset of an entrepreneur. So I'm going to ask you a lot of entrepreneurship questions because I know that is your sweet spot. That's the thing you have been pushing for the last 30 years. Now, you probably won't remember this, but the first time I ever met you, this goes back to, I was interning at the time at Atlantic Records. And I was working up under Kevin Sugar Daddy Woodley.
Wow.
Next to his office, Clark Kent had an office, and you was managing at that time Original Flavor.
Yeah.
I never forget you coming down the hall wilding. And I think Richard Nash at the time was running the label. And you was like, yo, I can be running this label. He don't know nothing about black music. And I looked at you, and I was like, yo, this dude is fearless. Because I was a young dude. I'm just trying to get in the game. I just wanted the job at that time. But for you, it was like, you 20-something years old. You like, I should be running this label. And, right around that time, you bought, and this is before Jay got his deal. You brought Jay up to the office. Jay was wild quiet. You was in the meeting. I sat in the meeting with you and Jay. And Kev was trying to get y'all to be signed over at Atlantic.
Yeah.
This fearlessness, was you born with it? Is it part of your DNA?
Well, I think, number one, my family. That's number one. And it's just, I think coming from an extreme environment and surviving it, the block I was on was 142nd Street. That's the lynch mob. And, I was dealing with people that were way more aggressive, way more dangerous. And I didn't have to use a gun. They dealt with me with the proper respect. And I just couldn't accept a lame disrespecting me, I just couldn't. And I never could. And Richard Nash didn't have a mustache. And I couldn't understand how he could be doing black music without a mustache, But as I understand the business now, I understand why he was there, because he does what he's told, And at that time, because I'm a manager, I'm still running my own company, it's hard to have respect for somebody trying to tell me what to do that doesn't own their business, and they're talking to a business owner. So, me being an owner, I've always looked at it, I don't care how big my business is. If you don't own your business, you're not an equal to me when you speak to me. You understand what I'm saying? So don't talk to me like that. And I just couldn't understand why people were pretending they were bosses and they weren't.
So let me ask you a question. Does an entrepreneur need to be fearless?
100.
100%.
An entrepreneur is a fighter, right? So if you get in the ring thinking you're going to lose, you already lost. But also when you fight, you got to be able to get hit, but you got to know how to hit back. That's all part of the game. When you step into being an entrepreneur, it's like saying, if you're not used to it, it's like saying, okay, I'm all right. I'm going to walk into being uncomfortable. But for a boss, it's like I'm going to walk into the fight because I'm a fighter. And I'm going to win the fight. And I'm going to look forward to the fight. And I'm going to fight fearlessly, or else I'm not going to fight at all. But at the end of the day, you have to have something to fight for. So most entrepreneurs that are successful are not only fighting for themselves. They're fighting for something or someone they love. So as a boss, you have to understand that your job is almost like to be a dad. You have to be able to take the pain so your business or your child doesn't. Everything you do is so that the bigger picture is easier. And you don't do anything unless it yields, no matter how you feel about it. You understand what I'm saying? So some can make me mad, but if it's not profitable, it's a waste of time. So sometimes I get caught up. Pardon?
I said, no question, guy.
Sometimes, as an entrepreneur, you might get caught up in the disrespect of something and say, I got to deal with that. But at the end of the day, if it don't yield, you taking your attention off something that does. So you have to also be able to control your emotions and understand the difference between business and personal. What to deal with and what not. Even if it makes you angry. Like, I'm the type of guy, if somebody robs me for $100, it's going to bother me just as much if somebody robbed me for $100,000. It's the disrespect of it all. But how much time am I going to spend chasing $100? And I got $100 million to make.
Question for you. Do you respect workers?
I respect people that work and also invest in their own dream. So I'm not saying you shouldn't.
For 1 second. The reason I'm asking you this is because everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur takes something special.
Now everybody is built to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody wants to do the work. We're all human.
That's the way you see it.
100. It's just like saying if you don't feel like walking, you don't have to. If you don't feel like studying, you don't have to. If you want to be a basketball player, you practice as much as you want to. So if people would push past what makes them uncomfortable, see what happens is people use that fucking excuse and it's bullshit to let somebody tell them what to do because I'm not built like that. So you built to be told what to do? Nah, I don't respect that. I don't respect people that accept that. If someone could say I'm not built for that, then they need to kick themselves in the ass. No one should ever say I'm a loser. If they don't know how to do it, then they should figure out how to learn.
Work for you right this second. You have people who work for you.
Everyone that works for me has to have a dream. So, for example, the young lady that's working for me now, come here, Nicolette. She works with me, but she ain't here for the money. She has a project. She has a video. She has a TV show. Everyone that works for me has to have a business. You can't build my dream if you can't build your own. I don't do that. I make partners. I make generals. I don't raise soldiers. I raise generals. So you might come to me a soldier, but you leaving me a general, and my work speaks for itself. Read Forbes.
Your work does speak for itself. And just moving the interview forward, you got 30 years of building history, building a culture, really being an integral part of what hip-hop has become. Do you ever look back? Because I know you're into film and TV now. Do you ever look back and miss those days of being in hip-hop?
Not at all. I'm a grown-ass man. It's like asking me if I miss selling drugs. I got to fight. I got to deal with people. You know what it is to tell soldiers that they're generals and they don't believe it and they resent you for it? That business is not a business for me. It's no bueno. It's a waste of fucking time. It's a distraction. It's not helping the world. It's distracting the world. I can only be a part of things that evolve my culture and people that want to evolve. I don't want to be around a bunch of fuddy-duddies. I can't do it.
So is this why you go so hard at Lior?
Yeah, Lior's a sucker. I don't like what he does to I don't like what he does to our culture. I don't like how disrespectful he was, how strategic he was. You know, if someone wants to control a culture and make them slaves, the best way to do that is not let them know they're slaves. And he did a good job of making people think that being a slave was cool. And he separated a lot of us so that he can capitalize personally. I think everyone should be mad at Lior because if he hadn't divided a lot, not just my crew, a lot of crews, a lot more history would have been made a lot better.
Do you blame...
I benched Lior. I benched him. He's not in music no more. He's benched. He has to run around chasing YouTube stars. That's what he does. He sits behind a desk. He's benched. I did it. I'm proud of it. I wasn't even in the music. I wasn't even in the music business when I benched him. I canceled him. And everybody was scared of him. See, the difference between me and everyone else is we always busy calling each other out. Black people fighting black people. I call them out. And I've been calling them out. I've been in my revolution by myself. And the only revolution is economic empowerment. You know the best way to cure racism, especially in an office place? Every time someone's treated me racist in a business, I buy the business and I fire them. I make them work for me and then I fire them. That's what I've done. That's how you cure racism. Be the boss. Because that's all that matters is who's the plug. Nobody gives a fuck what color the plug is. Everyone protects the plug. And the narrative is they're the plug and they're not. And they keep making us think we are. And I always knew that was bullshit because they was lame. It wasn't logical. I don't care how many times you say it and how many people you got hypnotized. It was a good plan. It was passed down since the Romans. Because you got to remember, back in Egypt, Egypt had Jews as slaves. You know what the Moors did when they ran around? They fucked everybody's women and they took over everything. So Rome erased it, made a plan to say, yo, that's muscle right there. You better control that. And I'm not even going to make sure it's controlled for 10 years or a generation. We got to give a plan that's going to control mentality for hundreds of years, thousands of years. Think about the Great Wall. It took 2,000 years to build the Great Wall. The Great Wall was built by slaves, all scared the Mongols. That means they had 20 generations of people slaved out thinking their life was only to build a wall for people that were never coming. 2,000 years. So for me, if we've been brainwashed for 200, it's relatively short. But that shit is over.
Let me just play devil's advocate here. You made a lot of money with Leo.
No, I didn't. No, wait, hold on. Leo worked for somebody. He ain't do shit. Fuck you mean? Universal is not owned by Leo.
So you don't feel
He was an employee. Nah, how can I just told you I don't respect somebody that pretends they're a boss and they not. See, he got you hoodwinked. He's not a boss. He's an employee. I'm a boss.
This is the same energy. On the movie The Show, I seen you go in that Kevin Lyles. Same mentality back then? Or do you not look at Kevin Lyles today the way you looked at him back then?
I don't look at him at all. He's not even in my hemisphere. Who the fuck is he right now? I don't know who he is. All I know is back then I didn't like the fact that he did Leo's bidding, that he was helping a white man rob black people. I never liked it, and you see what I did and how I carried them for it.
Okay, in business, there's a lot of people who are going to watch this, who are trying to build their businesses right this second. We all here, businesses are built based on relationships.
No, they're not. No, you're wrong. Stop right there. Business is based on good work. Ask any drug dealer. Ask anybody that sells anything. It don't matter who the fuck you know. If your work's not good, it's not selling. If your work is good, it is selling. It is not built on relationships. That's the slavery shit. That's where you're wrong. It's built on you and your work. If your work is good, it sells. Period. They'll stand in line and you can tell them exactly what variation of money you want. No 20s. I'd rather no ones, no singles, only 20s. Get in the back of the line. My work is good. And they won't cop from nobody else if they love your work, and they don't have to like you.
I tried to ask you this earlier. Going back to Leo, and I want to really leave him out of it because I want to go somewhere.
Yeah, because he's a waste of time, bro. He ain't about nothing. He ain't in my world, bro. He don't affect nothing I do, never have. Since I left that world, he hasn't affected nothing.
So do you see him as a reason for The Rock breaking up?
Absolutely. He gave the option. He's the one that was like, yo, you don't have to bust it down 3 ways.
Okay, but that's the part of the story people don't know.
But I don't want to talk about that shit, man. Look, I'm not talking about that all day. That's the past. That shit gives me anxiety, and it's 30 years ago. Right now, I got to look at that screen, look at my building. The one thing an entrepreneur got to do is forget about the old business and move on to the next. Learn from it and move on. Don't sit and look at your work all day, because it's over. I'm not hot because of what I was doing then. You respect me now because of what I'm doing now. If I wasn't doing shit now, nobody would give a fuck about what I did then. Only people that give a fuck to me about Rockefeller are people that listen to the music at that time. You ask any of these young kids, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about the old days.
That's not true.
Ask my daughter.
Listen, I came up in a bad boy system.
Nigga, you was an intern when I was me and you the same age.
Exactly.
We can't talk. We have no perspective of what a teenager's thinking right now. We too old. I'm 50. I'm 49. Like that old day shit is over because it's an old business model. What we have to do now is prepare the kids on how to win now, not then. Then was a whole nother day. There was no internet back then. There was no YouTube. There was no direct to consumer relationship. There was no IG. There was no Twitter. There was no TikTok. The world is a completely different landscape. And if you're not prepared on how to do that, that's why it's important for me to have my daughter next to me so I can know what everyone's doing younger. You know, you as an entrepreneur, you have to know when something's old, and you have to de-invest and reinvest in something else.
So
and
let's talk about that, because you're known for saying, I spend my money, I flip it.
Flip.
$1 million come in, $1 million gonna go out.
Right out.
Has that, obviously it's been working for you for years. You're sitting in the studio. How big is that studio?
6,000 square feet.
You got 6,000 square feet in Burbank, California.
Yeah.
Building your TV station that you've been talking about.
It's built. It's out. The next meeting after that is a network meeting after this one.
Do you think you're misunderstood? The reason that I ask you this is for a couple of reasons. Number one, people can look at you as arrogant. They can look at you as egotistical.
Slaves look at me like that. Slaves.
Hold on. You seem to be ahead of the curve. When people are talking about music, you're going into fashion. When people are talking about fashion, you're going into film. When people are talking about film, you're going and you're producing. Do you think with your strong personality, are you just misunderstood?
Who cares? Gives a fuck. A slave's never gonna understand the general. You understand what I'm saying? Anyone that thinks anything I'm doing is bad is because they're not doing it and they too scared to do it. I don't give a fuck what they think. Just learn. Watch TV. You'll see what I'm doing. You think I don't care? It doesn't matter. The problem is people care too much about what other people think. I gives no fucks. I really don't. Why would I care what?
So let's make a lesson out of that. Let's make a lesson out of that, because I think that's important. A lot of people don't even get their businesses off the ground because they're too busy worried about what other people think. Is this a hot idea? Am I strong enough to get this business off the ground? How long have you been like that? Has that been something that's been with you your whole life? You just never cared what the next man thought?
My whole life. Since my principal was telling me to stop selling drugs because my car was better than, I'm like, yo, I'm younger than you and my car is better than you. I make more money than you. Why would I listen to you? You know what I mean? So everything I ever did, people said I was crazy. But these are people who I think they're crazy for being complacent, for accepting that life. And I felt that when I was young. You know, I'm first generation. Nobody gave me nothing. And as you said, I fought for everything. So all I know is if you fight for what you believe in, you will get what you want. Fearlessly. And the reason why you have no fear is because you know you're right. When you know you're right, you have no fear.
Got you. Yeah, you definitely have been fearless from way back when, the day I first met you. Just taking all of this into context, right? Because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there and they feel like the grass is greener on the other side. Like, what is your advice to any entrepreneur, no matter what stage they're in? Because you talk about this slave mentality, you talk about, you know, being misunderstood. Like, what's your advice for any other entrepreneur out there that just want to get into business?
Do something that you love. Don't try to make money off anything that you wouldn't do for free, because then it's going to feel like work. But when you love something, it feels like practice. And also, you got to know that, because again, an entrepreneur knows these things. So this is someone that's not an entrepreneur that wants to be. Number one, it's always going to be tough times. You're always going to be working. Your job as a boss is not to relax. It's to fix things. And your people come before you. Your business comes before you. You can't be selfish. You have to be selfless. And I would advise you run the cash register in every single part of it before you employ somebody, so you know if they're doing their job or not. And all of that takes time. And also think about your competition and how hard they're working. And understand what a professional is. A professional is someone that makes money off of it. If you don't make money off of it, you're not a professional yet. You're an amateur trying to be a professional. Don't just call yourself a name that you're not. Because you start a business don't mean you're a businessman. When you win, when you yield, when someone else makes some money, that's when you call yourself that. It's like until you graduate, don't even call yourself until you fearless, until you're not asking these questions. Do not call yourself an entrepreneur. Say you're training to be one.
You know, being an entrepreneur back when you and me was coming up, it was not fashionable. Today, everybody's a boss.
I made it because I made it cool. I did that. Now look at every single interview you ever heard me in the next 30 years was about making being independent and a businessman cool. That's all. Now I'm making being healthy cool. That's what my network Dame Dash Studios is about. It's about focusing, not distractions. So it's about getting mental health. I have, Healing is Gangster with therapy. I got scripted fly shit like Dress to Kill. I got my own movies like that have been in theaters like Honor Up. I'm about to start a zombie movie now. I got vegan cooking shows like Health is Wealth. Yoga shows. I got OG. That slavery right now is mental. It's about the way you look at things and your perspective. But it doesn't come easy and nothing will be given to you. And sometimes you need a little war before there's peace. But you got to fight the right war. The one that yields. If you're fighting and it doesn't profit, it doesn't yield, you're fighting the wrong fight and just making noise. Bringing attention to something is one thing. But actually making a difference is another. We also do politics. Today I'm doing a town hall with the Congressman Andre Carson, with therapists, with principals. I also got the OSG network, 90 black principals developing curriculum. So I'm not just talking about the education I hate. I'm going to develop a new one. You know the therapy they teach us is wrong because it's based not on our culture because we don't get therapy. It's based on another culture. So how are they going to give us therapy? So we got to refix that. We don't have a platform to showcase any of our politicians and the congressmen and senators that are fighting for us every day. The only time we can get on CNN is when Trump yells at us. We could get our people elected. We don't teach our people how to vote and lobby and pass laws. But my network does.
Love that. I love that. Question for
I got history like the Yah Squad from Bishop Pennell, and I got Forbidden Knowledge, the translation of the Emerald Tablets from Billy Carson, and I got music.
You got another Zoom.
And I got another Zoom in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
So you gotta let me know. Huh?
How do you fund this?
How do I fund this?
All we hear, and I love what you talk about deep programming and all of that, but all we hear in the media is Dame Dash financially has taken a major hit, but you got a real establishment going over there. How is this funded?
By me hustling every fucking day out my pocket. That's how it's funded. But, there's something called residual income. You have to invest in things that yield later. So I've made the right investments, and I hustle every day. And yeah, I can say I definitely put about $1 million a year into this. But there's other businesses that I'm always putting money into. Yeah, I'm the one that puts that out that I'm broke. You feel me? I could change the narrative anytime I want. But I don't. I don't give a fuck. I'm broke. You can say that all you want. But I'm going to always have some money in the concrete. And I can squeeze that shit and some money juice is going to come out anytime I feel like it. You understand what I'm saying? The thing about being an entrepreneur is you have to be all right with going broke because you invest everything. But that's not broke. To a slave, it's broke. They say that so everyone's scared to do things on their own. Who the fuck is holding money anyway? All they're going to do is take it. I just put my money into things. I'm not buying a car. I got cars, but I'm going to buy some cameras. I'm going to hire an editor. I have employees. Nigga, you know what $1 million of overhead is in your motherfucking year? Now, name one year they said I was broke. I didn't have a whole building. And my kids didn't go to private school. You know what I mean? Or didn't have a nanny. Just tell me. And that's all that counts. As long as my kids ain't broke, I'm good. That's what it means. I could be broke, but my kids is rich. That's all that matters.
Question for you. You've been rich since your 20s.
My teenage years.
You made your first million in your 20s, correct?
Yeah. And I wasn't rich, but I've been happy. That's why I've been rich.
Oh, I love that. I love that. What would you do differently today? Obviously, you was young, you was brash, you was out there. What have you learned along the way that you can help an entrepreneur today trying to come up who will hit it big?
Cover your ears for a second. Don't make your wife the manager of the company. That's what you can't do. That's the
Great
problem.
point.
That one thing is the one. That's the only thing I do different.
That's the only thing you would do different.
Yeah, it's making whoever has control of the company on paper.
Okay, here's another question. You talked about being selfless earlier. And you're a man who has a lot of principles, obvious. Loyal to you as you was to them. Would you change that?
No, that's the test. The test of someone that loves is if you're going to keep loving after people rob you. So the bottom line is every time somebody does me a disjustice, I feel like they do that to themselves because I'm not in their life anymore. And the test for me is, will I keep loving people despite the fact that people don't know how to love back? The answer is that's not even a test. I don't know how to exist without loving.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure
Are
what
they on
that
it?
means.
That means that the test is when people rob you, will you keep caring about people despite that? And that's my test. And my test gets passed because it's not a test at all. My whole business model is based on love and helping people. And I know that makes me feel good. And that's why love always protects me. That's the currency that people don't understand that counts. Love is all that matters.
Got you. Speaking of
Is he
love,
hooking
you
up on
really
that Zoom?
seem like you loved your boy Kanye. You fought for him earlier.
This got to be the last question because I got to Zoom. No disrespect.
Okay.
It's just a business Zoom.
No.
Okay.
You fought for Kanye when nobody believed in him.
I fought for everybody when nobody believed in him.
True story. But he decided to go the other way.
He didn't go the other way. He did just fine. See, y'all don't understand what chess is and not checkers. We just play chess. That's all. And I'm going to leave it at that.
All right, man. I appreciate your time, Dame.
I appreciate you. Like I said, you're family to my family, so you're family to me. Thank you. Let me know when it comes out. I'll post it up and all that.
Now, where can people find you?
Dusko Poppington on IG. Go to Dame Dash Studios for the streaming service. DTV 24 hours for the 24-hour network. And Poppington for the clothing on IG. And that's about it, really.
All right, keep doing your thing, kid.
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate you. Love. One.
Well,
Can we end this?
no. Well, yeah, I guess so. So, yeah, I got my daughter. Look at my daughter there. You live with my daughter. Let's kick it with my daughter for a second. Hold on, so I got my daughter in the building.
That's so sick. Come here.
Okay. So, yeah. So, this is really what it's all about. The reason for building your own business is so when your children are ready to be adults, they don't have to deal with no racism, no bum bosses, and they can work for a company that they own. You know what I mean? And it's a proud day for me because my baby's working with me. I love it. And she's a supermodel, and she's a student. And she's making me happy, her mother happy, she's making everybody happy. She's a good girl.
And myself.
And herself. And that's important, see? She knows how to stand up for herself. You know what I mean? Feel me? Ava Dash. She looks just like me. Follow Ava Dash, you know. Actually, yeah. I wish she would tone down her pictures on there, but, you know, I can't control that. She just does what she wants to do. So that, you know, shout out to Tallulah. You know, Lucky. Where your brother Boogie at? Boogie. You know what I mean? Whole niggity. You know? She said people said we got the same smile. That's right.
You ready?
Oh, what's the other Zoom? All right, I'm good to another Zoom. I don't think this is more business, y'all, so I can't get on this Zoom. All right. Let's see. I'll see y'all back in a minute.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.